Greetings, everyone. I'm Hamna Ahmed, your host for today's podcast. Hope you're all enjoying your day and having your favorite warm drink in this chilly weather. So, today we will be talking about human rights, actual definition of the term, and what encapsulates it, and the biggest challenges faced by it in the current world. And to talk about that, we have an expert journalist with us here today, whose experience in the field spans over 2 decades, with over 1,000 stories done and articles written for print as well as digital media. Receiving multiple national awards and international opportunities, she has also worked in 2 major English language dailies, The News and Dawn, and now is the co-founder of Pakistan's first digital human rights news platform, voicepk.net. Ma'am Xari Jalil, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Thank you so much, Hamna. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right. So, first of all, let's get into this. Ma'am, tell us about your journey. What drew you into journalism and later on towards human rights?
So, how I entered journalism, it was a mistake, you could say.
Oh, okay.
I never had plans to enter journalism. It was something like so basically, it was a new thing for me, journalism.
Okay.
And उस ज़माने में, I mean, is this bilingual?
Yeah, sure.
उस ज़माने में इस तरह का था कि journalism itself was kind of like, it was kind of a square. Well, we weren't really, it wasn't cool or hip.
Oh, okay, I get it.
So, what I wanted to do was film production, TV production, something like that, because that was like more slick, and I was more attracted towards that.
Okay.
But once I got into journalism, I mean, journalism, the essence of it, it really attracted me. It really spoke to me because that was what I was about, speaking out for people's rights.
And what was your age at that time?
I was in university, so I must have been around 19.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, I had aspirations to become a scientist before that and even dabble in a bit of...
at that age.
Exactly. Commerce or something.
Exactly.
Because that is the running trend, you know. But journalism was something really new. My mother encouraged me a lot, and she said, you're a writer, so you should be able to write and express your feelings or whatever you want to say through your writing. And that's what actually spoke to me. So, yeah, I just entered journalism through university, but then when I went out into the field, I mean, it was something so addictive that once a journalist, always a journalist, you know, you just can't shake that off.
And like, what got you into human rights to write about that topic?
So, I mean, if you're a journalist, you are basically an advocate of human rights, or at least you should be, in my opinion. Sure. Because somewhere or the other, what you're doing is you're speaking for people, for their problems. And I mean, there are different types of journalists, of course. You have science journalism, you have a lot of other genres.
Yes, but investigative as well.
Yeah, but investigative and all that, that's, I mean, somewhere or the other, it just comes down to human rights. And once you start talking about what people need and what people want, then you automatically start talking about their rights, right? And so it is about human rights.
Yes. Okay, so like we are talking about human rights. They are often misinterpreted and there are many misconceptions out there. So what do you think encapsulates wholly the term human rights, and what are the types of human rights?
So, I mean, how do you mean encapsulates the term human rights?
Yeah,
because just kind of like, can you like explain that a bit more, that question?
Like entirely, what do you think captures the essence of human rights? What includes in that holy term?
Oh, okay. So yeah, in journalism, I mean, we have a lot of, like, if you take Pakistan, for instance, or even world over, if you take the major categories for human rights, we've got environment, we've got wildlife, even wildlife comes into human rights.
Okay, so I didn't know that environment was also part of human rights.
Oh yeah, it is definitely, because nowadays, I mean, the biggest problem you're facing is climate change. So, I mean, you cannot ignore that. And climate change has an impact on human rights, and that is the biggest thing. So you've got, I mean, if South Asia has a hotspot right now, and a hotspot means it's the hottest region, one of the hottest regions in the world, and climate change has an impact on that, right?
Yes.
So what is the impact on the people who are living here? I mean, they are migrating from rural areas to urban areas. What is happening because of that? Economy is being affected, your society is being affected, even people's lives are being affected, right? So, I mean, you cannot ignore one from the other. And that's environment, that's your entire ecosystem, how you treat animals, you're the wildlife in your region. So all that has an impact on climate change, right?
Yes.
But besides that, we've got a lot of other issues that are directly human related. Like, for example, in Pakistan, you have missing persons. So we have a huge issue of missing persons, and we don't talk about that in mainstream media. And that's where my organization comes in, because we started out thinking we're going to pick up issues that nobody talks about. So we've got violence against women, but we're not just a single column story in a newspaper. We're not just a small headline in a TV broadcast, bulletin. We are going to expand on that story. We're going to tell you, how was that woman killed in some district in Punjab or Sindh? How was that woman killed? Why was she killed? Who killed her? And all the details. And once you start investigating, you suddenly start to realize, hey, this is not just an ordinary murder. It's got honor, it's an honor killing case, so-called honor killing, or it's got a rape thing behind it, or something or the other.
You talked about your platform, right? So what has been your experience working at a solely digital human rights news platform, and what were the challenges that you faced?
That was a huge change for me.
All right.
Yeah, because I've been a print journalist throughout.
Okay.
I've done some writing for television, but mostly a print journalist. And I have command over how to write a huge long feature. But digital, it's just so different. It's so different. I mean, at the age of 40, I would say I'm still learning. I may be like a journalist with 20 years of experience, but I just shifted like 3-4 years back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I wrote features for digital platforms like dawn.com, but never solely digital. So now it's like just you got to think in multimedia terms and content, and so many young kids out there, and they have so much more knowledge than me, I learn from them, literally.
Okay. So what is the biggest human rights challenge in Pakistan?
In Pakistan, I mean, we've got so many challenges. Where do we start from? You pick up the paper, there's a huge threat to democracy. That's human rights, because you're not getting your say in who's going to rule you.
Yes.
You have.
And where does climate come into this category?
Climate is there in the background. It's there. Like I said, you cannot separate that from what's happening.
So would you put climate first or democracy first?
Okay, this is interchangeable. I mean, it's not interchangeable, because climate it's kind of a natural phenomenon, and democracy is what you're doing. So through democracy, we can tackle climate issues. Yeah, but you can't really compare, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, that's the thing. But if you want to know the biggest problem, I mean, I don't know. Really, I don't know. It's a really tough one. We've got child abuse. We've got violence against women and transgenders also. We've got so much more. We've got our problem is, I think, the people who are marginalized in this country. They are bullied, and they are the ones who are further, pushed against the wall. So and there's so many communities, like journalists ko aap le lein, wo bhi marginalized hai.
So how do you think we can educate especially the marginalized community regarding environmentalism or climate change?
So I don't think we need we need to educate first the mainstream community.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
yes.
We need to educate a lot of people. We need to educate corporate people. And most of the time corporate people don't care, to be honest. Can I just
yeah, sure.
Sorry. So when it comes to aap smog ka issue le lo. It happens every year. Since the past 10 years, I've been living in Lahore, 10 to 12 years, and I have been seeing smog every year.
Okay.
It's a sudden phenomenon in Lahore. But nobody cares. ये अभी smog का एकदम से हो गया कि हर रोज आपकी headline में आता है smog. But I mean, what is the Environment Protection Department doing? It's not doing much during the entire year. I myself have written so many stories on this. कि भाई smog is not. It doesn't happen in the winter. It's happening throughout.
Yes.
It's basically air pollution trapped, right?
Exactly.
And I mean, if you go to industrialists, they're more interested in what they're producing and how they're making cost-effective changes rather than कि pollution रोके हम. वो अपने उसमें फैक्ट्री में scrubbers नहीं लगाएंगे, वो air pollution devices नहीं लगाएंगे जिससे रुकेगी air pollution. But they just want to बस वो इस winter times में होता ही है कि government हमारी एकदम से action में आ जाती है and starts to crack down.
Actually,
and
कुछ
stops.
लोग इस तरह भी बिलीव करते हैं कि मतलब कोविड के टाइम पे कि मतलब अगर चीज़ एग्जिस्ट नहीं करती we cannot physically see it, so it doesn't exist. Yeah, it doesn't exist. तो उनको इस चीज़ पे believe कराना is a very difficult thing.
So difficult, and that's where education comes in.
I think there are still a part of a community in Pakistan who still think कि ये कोविड की कोई चीज़ नहीं थी, pandemic कुछ भी नहीं था.
A bit of education आ जाती ना आपकी. I mean, how can you like just say कि जी COVID नहीं exist करता?
Exactly.
There's something out there ना, whether it's COVID or whatever, it's
Exactly.
killing you.
So, like, as we are talking about challenges and journalism, what do you see is the future of journalism and specifically human rights, and what is the role of media in human rights?
I think media has a very dynamic role. When if it wants to, it can do a lot where human rights is concerned.
Okay.
So, like my organization again, voicepk.net, we are an affiliate of the Asma Jahangir Legal Aid Cell.
Okay.
So our basic human rights education starts from there.
Okay.
Asma Jahangir's, whatever her legacy is, although her firm is a law firm, we are purely journalistic firm. We don't do law or anything, but we do take issues, legal issues, and we do talk about
touching the boundaries of
talk
laws
about
also.
the legislation out there, because through legislation we want to make a change as well. So you know, I mean, आपकी basic human rights तो यहाँ पे आ जाती है जब आप understand करते हैं कि freedom, आपके constitutional freedoms क्या हैं जो नहीं मिल रहे. So that is a huge issue, and वहाँ पे अगर media चाहता है digital हो या broadcast हो जो भी हो, because print media तो is more or less is dying out now, it's fading away. Even in Pakistan, it's fading away. People don't read anymore. So what they want is quick content, something they can thumb through on their phones or on their laptops or even watch TV. So what you want to tell them...
Fast communication.
And media should actually play a very active modern role in that. They should recognize that this is what people want. And human rights is so important. I mean, it's so like... It's the future, I think. You should not ignore that.
Okay, so if I were to ask you to choose between print media and digital media, what would you choose?
I would choose digital now.
What's the reason?
Well, the reason is it's got so many more things to do. You can make video, you can write, you can, there's so many things you can do. It's like more, obviously it's more dynamic. Print has its problems because you can't write too much.
Okay.
Yeah, every day we were told, 500 word story, no more, please. We have an ad on this page, we have an ad on that page, and we used to be like rolling our eyes, oh God, not again. I mean, I wrote such a long feature, it's so nice, and they're cutting it down, Thankfully, digital doesn't have that problem.
Okay. I wish you best of luck for your career, and thank you so much for today, ma'am. So it was a pleasure having you on board with us. I'm so glad we were able to explore human rights on a broader term with a holistic approach. So thank you so very much for your time. And with that, it brings us to the end of our podcast. We hope to see you soon with even more enriching and enlightened content. Till then, this is Hamna Ahmed signing off. Take care and goodbye.